My sister was my hero growing up. She was the one person I trusted more than anyone. When we were kids, she protected me from bullies, helped me study, and stood up for me when I was scared. She promised she would always have my back. I believed her with my whole heart. For 5 years, I was engaged to a man I thought I would spend my life with. We had already picked our wedding colors, talked about where we wanted to live, and even joked about baby names. I truly believed my future was secure. Then, everything fell apart. One night, I found messages on his phone. Messages between him and a woman from his gym. They were not innocent. They were not friendly. They were clear, and they destroyed me. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. My chest felt tight, and my heart was pounding like it was trying to escape my body. I confronted him. He admitted everything. I remember sitting on my bedroom floor, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. I called my sister, and she came over immediately. She sat with me, held me while I cried into her shoulder, and kept saying that I deserved better. She promised me she would never let anyone hurt me like that again. Months passed. I tried to heal. Then my sister announced her wedding. She asked me to be her maid of honor. I cried happy tears and said yes, without hesitation. I wanted her day to be perfect. I wanted to give her everything I could. I helped with dress fittings, invitations, decorations, and even parts of the seating chart. I planned the bachelorette party and helped organize the bridal shower. I spent money I didn't really have. I took time off work. I skipped my own plans. I didn't complain once, because she was my sister, because she promised to protect me. But slowly, things started to feel strange. She became distant. She cancelled plans. She stopped mentioning my ex's name. Every time I brought him up, she quickly changed the subject. I told myself she was just stressed and overwhelmed with wedding planning. I was wrong. The wedding day finally arrived. The venue was beautiful. White flowers, soft lights, smiling guests. Everyone was laughing and celebrating. I felt nervous, but excited as I walked into the reception hall and looked for my seat. Then my heart stopped. At the bridal family table, I saw my ex, and sitting right next to him was the same woman he cheated on me with. My hands went cold. My stomach dropped. The room felt like it was spinning. I honestly thought it had to be a mistake. I pulled my sister aside and whispered, asking her why they were there. She sighed, looked annoyed, and said she didn't want to make things awkward. She said I would be fine. I stared at her, trying to understand what she was saying. She watched me fall apart because of him. She promised she would protect me, and now she was telling me I would be fine. I walked back to my table, my hands shaking. My throat felt tight. They laughed and talked like nothing had ever happened. I couldn't eat. I couldn't breathe properly. Halfway through dinner, I stood up. I walked out of the hall. I sat in my car crying while the wedding continued without me. I didn't go back inside. That night, my phone exploded with messages. My sister didn't ask if I was okay. She texted, "You embarrassed me." My parents said I was selfish. Relatives said it was just one day. Everyone told me to apologize. I felt completely alone. A few days later, I finally learned the truth. My cousin told me my sister had stayed in contact with my ex the entire time. She had coffee with him. She laughed with him. She invited him personally, and she personally chose his seat next to mine. She didn't forget. She chose him. I confronted my sister. She didn't deny it. She said she just wanted everyone to be happy. Everyone except me. So I stopped answering her calls. I stopped going to family gatherings. I moved out. I started therapy. Slowly, I began to rebuild my life. And then karma arrived. 2 months later, my sister's husband contacted me. He told me he had caught her texting another man late at night. The messages were emotional, personal, and too familiar. He asked me if I thought she was capable of cheating. I didn't answer. A week later, they separated. Her marriage began to fall apart, the same way my life had. She tried calling me, texting me, crying, but I didn't pick up, because the sister who promised to protect me was already gone. And I finally learned something important. Sometimes the people who hurt you the most are the ones who promise to protect you. And sometimes walking away is not giving up, it is choosing yourself.